So, one of Disney's most evil, narcissistic psychopaths was actually once a good guy? What? Yo, what is up, everybody? It's ya boy, VTkrrishblaze, and today we're taking a look at the movie Cruella. Made by Disney, this movie is supposedly meant to be a prequel to 101 Dalmatians, going over the story of Cruella de Vil before the events in the original movie occur. Taking place in 1970s London, this story about one of Disney's more despicable, evil, and psychopathic villains makes the villain seem more sympathizable and heroic. Like, what? I mean, if they can pull it off really well, like they did in the play Wicked, which is a story about the Wicked Witch of the West, making her seem more sympathizable. I mean, and this is from The Wizard of Oz, by the way. I mean, if they can pull it off as well as they did in that play, then, I mean, I got no complaints, because it's really well done. The acting in this movie is impeccable. I mean, it really carries the movie. Gotta give credit to Emma Stone and Emma Thompson for executing their parts brilliantly. And if we want to talk about the side characters for a moment, we gotta talk about Horace, played by Paul Walter Hauser. Horace is a comic relief character, and he is absolutely amazing in this movie. And I mean, whenever he is on screen, he steals the spotlight, executing his role perfectly and hilariously, and is indefinitely my favorite character in the whole movie. The set and costume designs for this movie were also pretty great and deserve a lot of credit. They really did an amazing job amplifying the setting for the movie. The only real issues I have with this movie are purely story based, and by how this movie is meant to be a prequel to 101 Dalmatians. Oh, and by how this movie feels excessively long, being 2 hours and 14 minutes. And personally, I think they should have reduced the movie by at least 30 minutes. And this is coming from someone who loves long movies. This movie is a roller coaster with many enjoyable and interesting peaks, but also many boring and dull dips. It has many predictable twists and one unpredictable plot twist, which really makes the story enticing and interesting. However, there are a lot of issues regarding the characters in this movie. I mean, it's great to see that Cruella was once a nice girl named Estella, hiding away her cruel personality, but low-key nurturing it with the tips from the Baroness when she was trying to become a fashion designer under her. And when you compare this movie to the original 101 Dalmatians, it's like the Baroness represents Cruella herself, and I don't see this Cruella becoming the Cruella of 101 Dalmatians until she becomes that evil, and the movie does show her wanting to use the ghost, but when you see it as a first, you really can't realize that the moment she will actually become that evil. There are a few other things in the plot which annoyingly stand out, but they involve spoilers, so I'm just gonna give you a non-spoiler general idea of what I'm talking about, and you'll most probably notice on your own anyway. These things include how Cruella decides to make her last name de Vil, the useless mid-credit scene, and yes, there is a mid-credit scene to connect this movie to 101 Dalmatians, and the list goes on. Personally, what I think director Craig Gillespie should have done was kind of transition into 101 Dalmatians from the end of the Cruella movie. And no, I'm not talking about the mid-credit scene that we saw, because that was absolutely horrible. What I'm saying is kind of do like a 5-minute montage, not like a whole 30-minute sequence. So what I'm trying to say is, during the credit scene, like for 5 minutes at the beginning of the credits, kind of show pictures of Cruella transitioning into the heinous villain which we know she is meant to become. And during this transition, you can also show the evil deeds she does in 101 Dalmatians of kidnapping the puppies, trying to make the coat, and then how the puppies are eventually saved. And if they really want to hint for a potential sequel to 101 Dalmatians, at the end of the montage they can kind of show a potential hint to what happened to Cruella at the end of 101 Dalmatians to hint a potential future story for the character. That's just my opinion. Even with all this and the extensive runtime, the movie is somewhat enjoyable, and I found it interesting. I mean, the movie wasn't really that immersive, and I know from experience, this movie isn't worth watching twice. I saw it a second time because my friend wanted to watch it together. It is not worth another 2 hours of viewing. But even then, it was somewhat enjoyable. Overall, I gotta rate this movie a 65%. I mean, it was somewhat enjoyable, and the story was pretty interesting, even with all these flaws. And in terms of recommending it, let's just say that It's not at the top of my list, but it will be somewhere on the list. With that being said, let me know down in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? What did you rate it? And have you even bothered watching this movie? Or will you go watch this movie sometime in the future? Let me know. And that is all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to drop a like and hit the subscribe button for more movie and show related content. I'm VT, the King of TV, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!